Hi, everyone. I'm Ricardo Ramirez, the Chief Scientific Officer of the MED13L Foundation. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me to walk through this month's newsletter. I'm going to walk through some of the highlights and some key points for us. So if there's really one theme, that's running through everything this month, it's connection. I recently got to sit down with MED13L moms, two families here in the roadshow in Boston. They came here to help grow our biorepository, which is absolutely important and enormous for our research. But honestly, the part that stayed with me the most was just sitting and talking with them. I spent several hours with each of their families, learning about their day-to-day, and then also asking, how can the foundation better serve you? Those talks reminded me of something quite simple. Every family's journey is different, and a lot of the questions are actually the same across family. Here's a question I keep asking myself, though. How can we better help you? So we have our websites, we have newsletters, we share the science and the resources. We put together a medical care consideration package, which I'll talk about in a little bit, but nothing replaces an actual conversation. And so here's my commitment. In the coming months, I'm going to start hosting regular virtual hours or virtual office hours. These are informal, open door. Anyone can grab a time to ask a question, want to talk about research, just connect. There's no agenda, no expectations. It's just a conversation. And my one request back to you is to stay connected. Read the newsletters, ask questions, reach out. Your questions genuinely shape the direction that we also take as a foundation. Now I'm going to go through the newsletter just to call some highlights and really point attention to what's important. First, something that's quite time sensitive. So genetic testing action day is July 25th. For our community, the road to the MED13L diagnosis means years of appointments and tests with no real answers. And so genetic testing is what's finally now changed that. It's given our loved ones a name for what we're living with, and it gives us this community. Now here's the hard part. Only 1 in 8 children with an intellectual disability ever gets genetic testing, so many families are still waiting for an answer. So if you know a family that's still searching, please share this with them. There's a link in the newsletter from Start Genetics. One share could be the thing that actually connects another family to care and to us as a foundation. Next, something a bit more fun. We're starting to plan the next MED13L family meetup, which we're super excited about. This will take place likely in 2027, but we want it to be somewhere that actually works for our entire community. That's quite of a challenge, and so we have a form in the newsletter. It's a survey. It takes about a minute. Tell us where you'd love to gather and where you're able to gather in the United States. Clearly, your answers directly decide where we land, so every response really does count. Please also share this with others. Next, we have a brand new resource. I'm really proud of the MED13L Clinical Care Packet. This spring, we partnered with a team of undergrad students at the University of Notre Dame's Rare Project Network, a program that pairs students' teams with rare disease nonprofits like ours. And this team built this packet from the ground up. So what you'll find inside this packet, it's a practical toolkit for families and doctors. It's an overview of MED13L syndrome, kind of at a high level. Has common symptoms, co-occurring conditions, therapy and medication tracking tools, appointment worksheets, and more resources for caregivers and clinicians. So whether you're prepping for a new specialist appointment or you just want, a solid resource to hand to your child's care team, this is built to support you every step of the way. The download is in the newsletter, so please download and share. This next one is important. It's a gap we need your help to close. If you are an adult with MED13L or you care for one, we need to hear from you. Here's the honest truth. Most of what researchers know about MED13L comes from children, and a lot of what the foundation has built so far somewhat reflects that. But MED13L is a lifelong journey. To understand how it changes across a lifetime and to make sure our programs actually meet the needs of adults and caregivers, we need to hear from people living with that experience right now. And so many of you have raised exactly this in our recent Q&A session, and we heard you. So there's an adult MED13L survey in the newsletter. It's not just about symptoms and medical history. It's about what you need, what you wish existed, and what actually would make a difference. So please take it, tell us what matters to you, and please share to others in the community on our behalf. And now one of the most exciting updates of all, the ACTION Natural History Study. This is led by the wonderful team at Boston Children's Hospital with our foundation, has completed its first full year, and it's been a tremendous success. The team has enrolled 30 individuals with MED13L and completed comprehensive baseline evaluations. That's now one of the most robust natural history data sets ever assembled for our community. So why does this matter so much? Before any new therapy can be tested, researchers have to understand how MED13L changes over time and find the right measures to show whether a treatment is truly helping. And so this study is building exactly that foundation. To be clear, this is the groundwork for future clinical trials. It's not a trial itself, but it is the step that makes everything after it possible. As we move into year 2, the team keeps following these families, collecting long-term data that will guide future therapies. On behalf of the foundation, I want to thank Dr. Maya Chopra and the entire Boston Children's team, and most of all, I want to thank every family in this study. Your time, your trust, your commitment, you are creating a lasting legacy. So every single visit brings us one step closer to real treatments. A few more things worth noting about this month: a free rare disease course. Thanks to Global Genes, there's a free accredited course to help you your care team understand rare disease. 7 short modules, they're all online. It's great to share with your children's doctors. The Voices of MED13L podcast, we're inviting families to come on as guests, have real, honest conversations, no scripts. This season's theme is growing up with MED13L, and we're planning a special sibling takeover episode this summer. So if your child has a sibling who'd want to join, let us know. Just email vdiaz@med13l.org. And in case you missed it, the merch shop and past video recordings are all linked at the bottom of the newsletter. So that's this month: a new research collaboration, a new medical care consideration packet, a natural history study finishing a landmark, first year, and a lot of ways for you to be a part of this and a part of our community. If you take one thing from this month, let it be this: we're building more than a research program. We're building a community where every family is heard, every voice matters, and every individual with MED13L moves us forward. Thank you for being part of this journey. Please continue to read the newsletters, take the surveys, and never hesitate to reach out to us. I can't wait to meet more of you at my office hours. Take care, everyone. Thank you.